Good evening everyone. Today we are going to learn about angles. First of all, we have to know that what is an angle. You see that if you are going to write the definition of it, you have to write that when two rays that have a common endpoint forms an angle. Okay. Now you will be having some difficulty to understand this one. You just see that how am I doing. Suppose we have a ray OA. Okay. Suppose OA is a ray and we are making another A having a common endpoint O. Suppose I am making OB another ray. Can you see? Now OA and OB forms a ray at point O. Have you got this? So BOA now forms an angle. Okay. So now what we are going to say that in formation of angle there should be one common endpoint. You can see in the diagram that OA is a ray, as I have told you in the earlier class that how a ray is there. There should be one endpoint and one endless point that is going through any side. Again here you see O is the endpoint and it will be the B will going on the other side. So which one is the endpoint? This O is the endpoint here. So in forming an angle there should be one common endpoint, it should be there. Now you see the common endpoint that you are watching here, this O, this common endpoint is known as vertex. Here O is the vertex. Okay, vertex is O here. Now what are those OA and OB here? So this OA and OB, ray OA and OB can be said as arms or sides. Can you see it? This point, common point O, will be said the vertex, and OA and OB are the rays here which can be known as arms or sides. Okay. Now what is the symbol of angle? You see this is the symbol of angle. Wherever we are going to write about the angle, this symbol will be used. Okay. Now we are going to know about the naming. How we are going to name the angles. Okay. In naming you have to keep in mind that the vertex should be middle of it. Okay, there are number of ways to do it. You see that this O can be said as simply angle O, or it can be said as the arms BOA. What we are going to say? We can say this one as BOA, or we can say this one's AOB also. The thing is that the vertex should be in the middle of it. This is must. Okay, if the vertex is not in the middle of it, it will be wrong. So BOA, in BOA you see that O is the vertex, OA is the arm, and OB is the another arm, but O is the vertex. That's why I have written O in the middle of it. Okay, so I hope you have got that how we are going to write the name of it. Now we are going to another part that is known as the interior and the exterior of an angle. Now how exterior and interior of an angle can be explained? You see that I am forming another angle here. Suppose we have an angle here, this one. Okay, in this angle, can you see that this angle has just divided this plane into two parts? What are these two parts? That you can say that this angle has an interior part of that. You see, this one is the angle and this is the interior part of it. So whatever points will lie inside that part, it will be known as the interior of the angle, and whatever the points lie outside of that part, it will be known as exterior of that angle. Suppose I am taking some of the points. Suppose this AOB, the name of this angle is AOB. Why I have written AOB? Because O is the vertex and it should be in the middle of it. I am writing some of the points. Suppose this one, there are some points. Suppose I have named this one A, point B, point C, this one is Z and X. Now you see this angle has just divided this plane into two parts, where interior of the angle AOB are interior of the angle AOB can be seen as point A, point B and point C. They just lie point A, B and C lies inside of angle AOB, isn't it? Now, what are the exteriors of this angle? You see, point X and point Z. Point X and point Z. Point Z are the exterior points of angle AOB, or you can say BOA. Okay. So students, now you see that we are going to start exercise 6B here. You see, which of the figures, question number 1, which of the figures represent an angle? We have to find that which of these figures represent an angle. I have told you about that what is the most important thing about an angle? There should be at least two rays, there can be more rays also, but at least two rays, and both the rays should have common end point here. Now you see, just find out the figures which have common end point. I am going to do number A. You see that they have a common end point. This is a ray, this is another ray. You can see here this is another ray, and they do have a common end point. That means it is a what? It represents an angle. That means if I am going to write which are the angles here, then we can say number A is an angle. Number B, there are two rays, one ray here, there is another ray, but they don't have a common endpoint because they don't touch each other here. You see, here it is different common endpoint, and here also a different endpoint. That means number B does not represent an angle. Now about C, if I am going to say the endpoint is here, its endpoint is here. That means they also don't have any common endpoint here. Now about number D, you see that this ray and this ray, they do have a common endpoint, this one. So that's why number A and number D are having a common endpoints. Okay. So now you see that we are going to do question number 2. Name the angles shown below. Okay. So question number 2, we have to name the angles. That I have told you that how to do it. So I am doing number A and number C of this question. Okay. Now you see that I am just showing the diagram here. This is O, this one is P, and this one is R. Now you see that this POR is an angle, and we have to give the name of it. You can write here whether it can be written as POR also, or it can be written ROP also. As I said you, why I have written this, that they have a common endpoint O, and the common endpoint should be in the middle of it. The rays can be altered. You see, you can write POR also, you can write ROP also, but the thing is that the common endpoint, that means the vertex, should be in the middle of it. Okay. Now you see, I am doing number C about it. In number C, the diagram is like this. This middle point is R, this one is P, and this one is Q. Now you see that how can it be written? R is in the vertex, it is in the middle of it. So they have two arms. PR is an arm and QR is another arm, but they do have a common vertex. This one is R. So it can be written as QRP. It can be written as QRP, or it can be written as PRQ. But the most important thing is what? The R should be in the middle of it because R is the vertex. Okay, so I am going to do two more questions of it. You see, question number 2 is number F and number C. Now you can see here in number F, there are two arms also. DE is an arm, EF is another arm, and they have a common vertex at number E. So that means we have to write E in the middle of it because E is the vertex of this one. Okay, so how I am going to write it? If you want, you can start from D, so it can be written as DEF. Otherwise, you can write FED, but the important thing is what? That E should be in the middle of it because E is the vertex and it represents the angle here. So it can be written as angle DEF, or you can write FED. So there are two ways to write. Here in number C also, you see that O is the vertex, common vertex here. So OM and ON are two arms, where O is the vertex. So you can write, either MON, you can write either MON or you can write NOM. So these are the two ways to do it. Okay, so I hope you got this number 2. So now we are going to start question number 3. You see, in question number 3, what is that? Question number 3 says that name all the angles in the given figure. There is a figure in the book, you can see, and we have to find all the angles of it. Okay, so you see that I am starting from here. We know that in writing an angle's name, we need 3 things. That means 2 common arms points and 1 vertex. So if I can see that OM is a ray, number 1, OP is another ray, and forget about ON. Just imagine that ON is not here. Now we can see that ON is a ray and OP is another ray. So it can be written as what? First angle MOP. So this is the first angle. So MOP. Either you can write MOP or POM. It is the same angle. It will represent the same angle. Okay. So that's why I am writing only one angle, that is MOP. Okay. Now if you will just forget about OM. Just forget that OM is not present here. So what it will be? ON is another ray, OP is another ray, and O is the common vertex. So that means PON is another angle. So PON, or you can also write NOP. Okay, that doesn't matter. PON or NOP, they are the same angles. They will represent the same angle. Okay, so I think we have got 2 angles here. MOP, that is the first angle. PON, that is angle number 2. Okay, so you will think that these 2 angles are only here, but I can also say that this OP, if I can forget this one, just imagine that OP is not here. We can also see that this is the whole angle, isn't it? So this is the whole angle. So MON, this is another angle. Okay, so that means we will get 3 angles here. MON. Okay, so I hope you got this. Now we are going to do question number 4. Now you see question number 4. In question number 4, what it says that look at the figure given alongside and do the following. We have to see the figure, and some of the questions are given, number A, B and C. Whatever instructions we have given there, we have to do them. Okay. So first of all, we have given label the angle. Okay, the angles diagram is there. We have to label it. So that means we can give it angle. Suppose I am giving this point as A, the vertex is O, and this point is B. So our first question's answer we have done. Now you see second one. Show 3 points in the interior of the angle. So interior of the angles means what? That as I have told you, that whenever an angle is present, it always divides the plane into 2 parts. First part, that is the interior of that angle, and second part is the exterior of that angle. So show 3 points in the interior of that angle. So I am doing 3 points. I suppose this one, point number 1 A, suppose X is given, because we cannot use 2 alphabets in the same diagram. This one is what? Y, and this one is Z. You see, 3 interior points I have made it. So number B's answer is also done. Now what about number C? Show 3 points in the exterior of that angle. So in the exterior of that angle, what you will see? This one, these 3 angles, wherever you want, you can put it. So I have given P, Q, R. Remember one thing, you cannot use same alphabet in the same diagram. Okay. So that's why I have given first in labeling A, O, B. Interior points are X, Y, Z, and the exterior points are R, P, and Q. Okay. So I hope you have got question number 4. Now we are going to question number 5. Okay. Now you see in question number 5, what it says. Name the vertices and arms of the following angles. So that means some of the arms, some of the angles are given here. I have chosen number A and number C. One more question is there in your book, question number B, that you will do it by yourself. Okay. What we have to write? We have to find the vertices. Vertices is the plural of vertex. Okay. We don't have to worry about it. Now, what are the vertexes? So you see that here. In the vertex, you see that O is the common point. What are the vertex of an angle? That from where the 2 rays starts. You see, OM starts from here, O only here. OM starts from O here. So that means vertex is O. Now, what about arms? So there are will be two arms here. ON is an arm. Again OM is another arm. Okay. Now you see in number C. Again, which one is the vertex here? Vertex is O here, and OZ is an arm. If I am going to say about arms, OZ is an arm and OX is another arm. Okay. So one more question was there, number B, that you will do it by yourself. Now we are going to do the last question of this exercise, question number 6. Okay, now you see in question number 6, we have to name all the angles in the following figures. Okay, number A and number C I have chosen. One more question was there, number B, that you will try it by yourself. So starting from number A, we have to name all the angles whatever it is formed here. So you are thinking that it is little bit a complex one. So don't think that this is a very complex diagram. Okay, I am just going to say that how you are going to do. You just see that there are two triangles you can see. This ADC, there is one triangle here and another triangle ABC. So we are going to start with the triangle. First triangle ADC. Okay. So first of all, you see that in ADC triangle, this one, in this triangle, how many angles you will get? First of all, we are starting from here. So this A is the vertex where AC is a ray, AD is another ray. You can say the line segments also. So AC is another line segment, AD is another line segment, but A is the vertex. That means what? A is the common endpoint here. So we have to write A in the middle of it. So how we are going to write? You can also write CAD or you can write DAC. So I have written DAC here. First of all, I have written DAC. That is the first angle. Again, if I am going to say about this one, just see that C is the vertex and DC and AC, they are the two common two arms here. So ACD is another angle, ACD. Now what about this one D? D also have two arms, this one, and having two arms, this is also the vertex also. So it can be said as ADC is another angle, ADC. We have done that. Now again the same things that we are going to do in the next triangle. You see this one. Again this one. This A has the common vertex where AC and AB are two arms. So it can be written as what? BAC. It can be written like BAC. Now again we are thinking about this B as the vertex where BA and BC are the arms. So it can also be written ABC. ABC. Again C is the vertex where CA and CB are the common arms. So ACB is another angle. Angle ACB is another angle. Okay. So now only these 6 angles are not there. 2 more angles are there. So what are these 2 more angles you see? If you just think that this AC line is not here, just imagine this AC line is not here. So can I find DAB? Because AB is an arm, AD is another arm, and where this one is the angle, A is the vertex. So we can write DAB or we can write BAB also. So I am writing BAD. The same thing will happen in this side also. BCD will form because we can see that C has the vertex and BC and DC are two common arms. So we can say the word BCD. Okay. Okay. So we are going to do one more question of this one, number C. You see here that in number C, start from the first one. Take B as the vertex here, BA and EB as the arms. Okay. So what angle you will get? ABE. Why? Because B is the vertex where BA and BE are the arms. So what can I get? Angle ABE. ABE. If you want to write EBA, that is also correct. Okay, but as we can't repeat the same angle, that's why I am writing ABE. Okay. So next one you see this one. If we are going to write this angle, again take B as the vertex where EB and ED are two arms. So can it be written like this? Angle EBD. EBD. As I have said you already that the vertex should be in the middle of it. Okay. Now just see another one. Can it be there one more angle? This one. Take B as the vertex where BD is the arm and again BC is another arm. So it can be also written DBC. So I am writing the next angle's name, that is DBC. Okay. So now there are three angles. So now what are the other angles also present here? Okay. What are those angles you see? You just imagine that suppose this EB line is not present. Just imagine that this EB line is not present. So if we are going to just hide this one EB, can you see that this ABD, this BD is another ray, this AB is another. If you can say ray, then it will be ray. If you wanna say if it will be two areas are there, then you can say this is a ray. Okay. So BD is another ray where AB is another ray. So it can be said this angle ABD present here, isn't it? So we can write angle AB and D. Okay. Now we just think that if we can hide this number BD line, whatever the, if you can say line, then it will be line ray, that you can also say ray. If you are going to hide this BD, so can it be one more angle, angle EBC, isn't it? So you see that one more angle it will be there, angle EB and C. So all of them, so we will think that there is only these angles are present. One more angles I can see. Okay. You just think that these two arms, that means EB and BD, they are not present here. Okay. Just they have just vanished. So there will be one more arm. You see, BA is another arm, BC is another arm, and B is the vertex here. So can it be one more angle about it, that angle ABC, isn't it? So students, I hope you all have got this exercise. In the next video, we will be discussing about how we measure angles. Okay.